Hello, my name is Oscar Norgren, and today I'll be talking about student and teacher interactions, as well as why it is important for everyone to have someone outside of school, outside of your family, that you can trust. I'm going to start off this speech by telling you a story about me as a child in second grade and my bullying experience. Fortunately for me, I have two possible ways that these bullies can bully me. It comes with my first name and my last name. First name being Oscar. It's easy for them to say Oscar Meyer Wiener, which really pissed me off and really made me mad in my second grade. Second would be my middle name, which would be Donald. They would also call me Donald Duck. Right now, it doesn't really bother me. Like Donald Duck, I don't really care. But in second grade, that really mattered to me for some reason. Fortunately for me, I had somebody I could turn to. I came right back home, told my parents, and they made something happen. They brought it up to the administration. I don't really know what they did, but they fixed the problem. But others in our society do not have that luxury. In the past year in the United States, child abuse reports have involved around 7.5 million children, and that doesn't even include the verbal abuse or the psychological abuse that these parents or siblings or anybody might have on these kids. So, if these kids do not have some positive figure that they can turn to at their family, like their siblings or their parents, their grandparents, if they don't have that, what should the answer be for these children? Who can they turn to? The answer is easier than you think. It needs to be someone who isn't a relative, preferably a teacher, which I'll explain later in this speech, but it can literally be anyone. It could be a teacher, it could be a janitor since you go to school, it could be your local church pastor if you go to church somewhere. It could be a worker at a local shop, like a local ice cream shop. It could be a librarian, literally could be anyone. The easiest way would be a teacher, which I'll explain. And it gives you the option to talk to this person about your parents or the negative experiences that you're having in your life. And you can get their opinion on what you should do in the situation. And they could also possibly help you find help if it gets to that point. Hopefully it never gets to that point. Now that we know what it looks like and know that you can look almost anywhere for someone you can trust in this life, why is it important for this person to be a teacher? And it's important for this person to be a teacher because of all the positive effects that it has. Two things I need to clarify before I get into this is that these teacher and student interactions need to be positive, not negative. So you need to encourage them, not discourage them. And it is also important for these interactions to happen in earlier years because it builds a good base for the future that they can have someone they can trust for their whole life. So why is it important for it to be a teacher? Because of all the benefits. Firstly, in the classroom. It's important for these kids because it gives them success in school. It is linked to better school performance when they have a good relationship with the teacher. The teacher, in most cases, has to be the first one to start the good interaction because the student's coming into a new class and they don't know what to think, don't know what to do. So the teacher needs to be the first one. These student and teacher interactions actually leads to good attendance and positive learning. And what positive learning is that these kids are engaged in the learning and they're interested in what they are learning. So that also leads to no screwing around in class because students are more focused in class. They are interested in what this person is talking about because they can trust them and they know that it is important in the future. Not only does it help inside the classroom, but it helps outside the classroom, which I think is the biggest impact of these student-teacher interactions is outside the classroom. And with these student-teacher interactions, these kids will tend to be more prepared for their future career and life outside of school. So these kids can turn to the teacher, and the teacher can give them advice on like what you should be when you grow up, how to file taxes. Literally could be anyone. Maybe they're the inspiration for the kid's career. Maybe they want to be a teacher. It also these kids who have these positive teacher and student interactions also report higher levels of school adjustment. And what school adjustment is, for example, is like adjusting to your first year of college right after high school. For some people, it can be very tough to adjust. So maybe the teachers will make a positive impact because they will give them advice on what they're supposed to do. Now, in this part of the speech, I'll remind you how these teachers can start these positive interactions and so they can start making an impact on these child's lives. So these can happen in various ways, but these ways stood out to me most because they've happened in my life. So you need to say hello and goodbye every single day. This shows the kid that you are very happy that they have come to your class and that they're willing to learn. This will lead them to come more. You need to let students inside your world. So like I talked in my informative speech about how Mr. Kula would give students a break from the material and tell them about stories of past, as he was a past Navy, in the Navy in the past. Third, you need to believe that your students can do great things. You need to encourage. Lastly, you need to be authentic, listen, and validate your feelings. You need to give explanations whether the student is right or wrong. This will lead to the student trusting you more. Now that you know how important it is for the student to have these positive interactions, hopefully you realize that these interactions need to be a necessity in schools. Most of the time, teachers or even their fellow peers don't even know what its life is like at home for these kids. So teachers, please take the extra time to make a difference in your children's lives. You have no idea how much it can and will affect them. Thank you.